The AV Championship off to France today for race 9 of season 3. This is the AV Championship. That means I've been drinking and I'm going to take you through the race today. First thing to note, Captain O'Reilly has retired from the season now. He's going to be taken over by James, who fielded in the last race for him in the Renault. James also having filled in for a Ferrari earlier on as well, scoring points while in the Ferrari. He is now going to be the full-time Renault driver as we wait now. 10 competitors currently in the lobby waiting for the other 8 to sign up. There's a few things to go over now after the last week's race of China. Since Canada, it appears the stewards are getting very hot on penalties and are not afraid to be dishing penalties, grid penalties and warnings out. They are getting very strict and hot on clean driving from our drivers here. Rowan and David both are going to be going in today's session with a 3-place grid penalty, and Knack also picking up a 3-place grid penalty for today. Knack also having a grid penalty last week in China due to spinning and a collision happening during qualifying. So 2 grid penalties in a row for Knack. That's certainly ended his little front row dominating reign through qualifying. I mean, he still set the fastest qualifying time in China last week, but obviously due to the grid penalty wasn't on the front row. So it's up to you, Goon, if you want to put AlphaTauri back on that front row today. As we mentioned, not getting 2 quality penalties in a row. Reaper is now extended out with a record now in between all seasons of the AV League, with 6 podium visits in a row now from Reaper. Although I have seen today comments of him maybe not being too fond of the track here in France. Seen comments from quite a few drivers maybe not being too fond of France here, and one driver very much expressing their enjoyment of the track being Kuhn. Kuhn having been on the podium here in both previous seasons, season 1 winning and season 2 in 2nd place, so he's going to be someone to watch out for today. Now some news that I think Luca will be maybe delighted to hear. Skorpa now leading this season in DNFs in a row now with 3 DNFs in a row from WaR-Skorpa. Hoping we can pull that McLaren across the line for some points. Very fond of the McLaren team being British. I don't like to keep seeing those cars getting broken. 1 minute now, 14 drivers now in. Who are we waiting for? Tess, obviously unsure if able to drive now on Mondays in the Ferrari, and both previous Ferrari reserve drivers have now gone in to full-time seats. Tygo and James in the Racing Point and the Renault, so if Tess is unable to make it today on Monday, that's unfortunate for Ferrari. Still missing Xz, the other McLaren is currently missing. We've got both AlphaTauris, we've got both Red Bulls, we've got both Alfa Romeos, we've got both Mercedes. Tygo's missing, our other Racing Point. Xz, our other McLaren, is missing. James, the other Renault, is missing. And we also are missing Luca, the other Williams. Currently also not here. 10 seconds left to go. Only 15 drivers currently in today's race. That's a chance for some good points. Pardon me, that's a chance for some good points here. Only a few drivers left now are able to score points. Rowan, WaR-Skorpa and YorkshireRock. 3 drivers yet to score points in the AV League this season. As we're off and we load in, we're off to France, Circuit Paul Ricard in La Castellet, France. 50% race as always for us. That means 27 laps around a 3.6 mile or 5.8 kilometer circuit. 15 corners, 2 DRS zones. Got a very wide open track here of France, most notably about the French track. Very much missing of any gravel traps or grass around the track. Instead, we just have blue and red strips around here, made of a mixture of asphalt and tungsten, designed to be harder on the tyres and slow the cars down slightly if they do run wide. But hoping not to see any safety cars around here on this nice wide track, although I did say that about China, and I believe it was Tenta, managed to put it into the pit wall and brought us out a safety car, so hopefully we can avoid that today in France. Have a nice, clean, fast race around this track with a good mix of fast and slow corners around here. Sector 3 being very snaky with late apexes and flowing corners there. So as we wait for the driver to come out, and we'll see who's going to give us our nice clean lap. It's looking dry for qualifying. And the weather for the race is dry conditions, clear sky, maybe a little bit of cloud at the end. There's a racing point, both AlphaTauris out right now. Knack going to be looking to get the best time he possibly can around here to mitigate that 3-place grid penalty. I'm going to pull up our telemetry while they're doing their outlap. Let's have a look what tyres are on. Most coming out on softs, Tinta, FCST and Domestos there, potentially coming out on the medium tyres. Who can we trust to put a nice clean lap in of France? YorkshireRock's going to be the first driver around. We followed him previously before. Right out there, Williams is out there soon. There's a Haas going straight across that runoff zone. In the chicane there, which one was that? That would have been Bestos running through the polystyrene on the runoff. I saw there's a Renault going through there really close to AlphaTauri dot. Drivers, please stop taking that runoff on your warm-up lap. We're going to stick it with Bestos, who was our driver of the day last week. And we're going to take a trip around the Circuit Paul Ricard with him for his fast lap. Getting those tyres nice and warm before it accelerates around this final corner for his clean lap. DRS zone obviously there across the grid straight. As we power down into turn 1, getting nice and wide, takes as much curb there, takes as much curb on the inside of 2 as well, making sure not to run wide there. Very easy to carry too much speed through there. Again, 4 here, we want as much inside curb, not as close in there as we wanted to be. That turn 4 is going to set you up for everything coming through 5, 6, and then up onto 7 here before we get the DRS. Need to be careful of that inside curb on 7, it can throw the car a little bit. Mistral Straight here, about 1.8 kilometers of straight track, separated by a little chicane here of 8 and 9 to force the drivers to slow down as we come back on to the straight as we come up to approach turn 10. Flat out right-hander turning fast into turn 10, just getting nice and close to that inside curb. As we come up to 11 again, turning in flat out and slowly start trail braking through, taking a late apex before getting back onto the gas here to come down as we're going to come through 12. We'll kink in a turn there for 13, getting wide as we can before getting into 14, and tight, almost hairpin here of 15. Careful getting on the gas there too quick to not run wide. There's that clean lap of France. That gives Bestos a 129.3. That puts him on provisional pole. We've still got 13 minutes, nearly 14 minutes to go of qualifying here. Lang's also putting a time there. He's currently sitting in second with 1:31, and YorkshireRock provisionally in third there with a 1:31.8. But 1:29 is the time our drivers are going to be aiming for. Let's see, FCST on the medium tyres there. What time is he going to come across with those mediums? So 1:30.2, that is good on the mediums there, exactly a second behind, pretty much 9/10 behind his teammate there, who's on the softer tyre. Good showing from Haas Kuhn there, jumping out of 1:29.2 on first lap. Let's see who else we've got here. Max already on one lap old. I don't know if he's pushing or not. Reaper's still in the pit. KRONIKBALISTIKZ on his out lap here. He's about to come across the timeline. We'll stick with the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo doing very well at the start of the season. Not had the best couple of races. KRONIK not having the best couple of races these last few. Let's see what he can do around France. Also starting on the medium tyre here. Nice through turn 1. Little lift there on turn 2. It's going to cost a few turns through there. Very easy to try and carry too much speed through turn 1, and then the car's going to be a little upset when coming through 2, and I have to lift to make sure not to run wide. Knack now jumping up. Once again setting up the fastest lap in pole with a demolishing the previous times there with a 1:28.4 from Knack on the soft tyres. Already a lap old on those tyres when he set that time as well. Still 10 minutes left to go of qualifying. If he can put that time down already, we should be able to see a very good time from Knack at the end of qualifying. We've got KRONIK now coming up into turn 10, taking all that inside curb. Slowing it off for 11, take the late apex, back on the gas. Come into 12 again, running a little bit wide there to take the exit curb. 13, keeping it in tight, getting wide again before 14. Maybe a little bit early on the apex there. Still moving up this time, should move up into the middle of the pack though. It's a good time for mediums, 1:30.3. I'm happy with that with mediums, but I think we're going to see a lot of these drivers maybe switch back over to the soft tyre. Who else is here? Where's Lolo's very much on and out laps there. Everyone else in the pit lane doing it. I think done their laps and come back in. Domestos there, he's going to be on in lap. Tenta is on an avoided lap. He has already done his thingy lap, that'll be his in lap. Lolo right now, everyone else pretty much in the garage or on in laps. Lolo here in the Mercedes now, pairing Reaper after moving up from his impressive drive in the racing point. He's got on a fast up now, everyone else getting back out the pits now, changing their tyres. Let's start our next thing. AlphaTauri have still been spreading their lead, keeping their lead at the top of the tables. Mercedes now the closest drivers to them. 68 points away though from AlphaTauri. That lead needs to be closed down. Good drive from Lola and Reaper today to try and pull back that lead, taking a little bit of too much inside curb there. You can see the car start to sway the back end, wanted to kick out there, taking a good amount of inside curb there on 4, maybe a little bit brake late on the brakes for 5, gets nice and wide. Therefore coming in, that is coming up as purple though for fastest sector there in sector 1 from Lola. That was nice through 7. Just the right amount of inside curve, getting on the gas early enough without running wide. Nice and fast. Already getting as wide as possible here before the chicane of 8. All that inside curve, a little bit of hesitation there. And we get back on the gas after through 9. Tenta retiring from the session there, unsure as to what that was. Just saw that flash at the bottom. Possibly doesn't like France, or maybe just wants to start at the back there on the medium tyre maybe. It's coming through 12, a little bend of 13 now for Lolla, using as much curb as he possibly can all the way around this track. France, very, very flat track, maybe a little bit wide there on 15, a little bit wobbly coming out. It should still be a good time. What's it going to be? It's just in the 130. It's 130.1. That moves him up into 5th. Both AlphaTauris right now provisionally on the front row of the grid. Mac, obviously, with that 3-place grid penalty. So it is going to be dropping back to the 2nd row. So Wouter potentially on the front row as well now. Then, let's see. It's going to follow on with Wouter, see if he can move up there a little bit further, beat Nak's time, send Nak further down the grid. Kronik still on the medium tyre there by the looks of it. That is the fastest sector 2 there for Wouter, that flashed up in purple. Just coming back down through 12 now. Following Yorkshire out there on a fast up as well, trying to move up from 13. You can see how both of these do. Nice and quick through 15 there for Wouter. That's going to help and set up all your speed for this straight section. It should be good. 128.8. He's on the front row. He doesn't manage to beat Nak's time though. I'm not sure if he's pushing this round for another fast lap. No, he's not. What else have we got here? FCST. Posting on a good time earlier of the 130. He's on an invalidated lap now. Dave's on an invalidated lap. Rowan, that's a massively invalidated lap. Nessus on his outlap. Yorkshire's not running. Lang's on an outlap. Lang's going to be coming around to do a fast lap. We'll see how well the Williams is faring today around France. Nice and clean through 15 into the RS zone, and let's see what we can do. Currently with 131, he's going to be wanting to improve that. All that curb on 1, takes enough on 2, doesn't run wide. Got a good amount of curb here on 4, all the curb on 5. A little bit wide on 5 there, as we come through 6. Hard on the gas now for 7. That was clean through the last bit. A little bit wobble just there. What that was from. We're going nice and wide for 8 now. Again, all that curb. Definitely possible to run with these curves, so there is a few that once these tyres do start getting worn, will start losing grip on some of these curbings, and parts of it can throw you very smooth there through 10. As we slow down into 11, running a bit wide there, trying to carry a bit too much speed through. Power back out to come along, 13. Looking reasonably good, but I think Lang could have done a bit better than that. It's going to be, he's going to improve his time. That's a 129.9. That's a very good time. That moves him up into 5th. Domestos now jumping up into 2nd there. We've just seen we're on 28.6. Still no one able to touch Max. 128.2 time up there. They set near the start of qualifying. 2 drivers left, put times down. Reaper coming out at the end here. He's looking to start on the medium tyre. He's not going to have much more time to get back in the pit and change this. Same with WaR-Skorpa, both looking to try and get good times in now. The track's rubbered in on these medium tyres. Kronik still retaining on the medium tyre there. Everyone else been out on the softs. And the pit. As we'll go back with WaR-Skorpa, he is on a fast lap right now, just ending sector 2. See what he can do. Now we've got some rubber down on the track, see what these guys are capable of. On the medium tyre, maybe a bit slow through 11 there. Okay, in for the apex on 12, but in too tight. Maybe getting wide for 14. The late apex and nicely through 15. Don't run too wide. 131.0. We know the medium is more capable of that. Kronik getting a low 130. Probably just about able to track rubbered in now. Kronik getting that 130 early on that medium. Probably able just to nip into the 129s on the medium tyre. Would probably be possible right now. Reaper's on his fast lap. I believe he is back on the control pad today, so we'll see what he's going to do around here. All that carbon 4, that was nice. Nice and slowly on the gas from the exit of 6 there, coming onto the Mistral straight. Nice and wide here before 8. Again, all that curve on the inside. Don't touch it too much on the exit. Take that one. Looking like a strong driver in these medium tyres. Nice and wide and smooth drive there through 10. Again, flat out into the start of 11. Take a very wide late apex on that. Possibly could have been a little bit tighter. Nice through 12 and 13. Tiny bit of a lock up we hear there. Locking up again before 15. Into the DRS zone. Got the 129, it is a 129.6 on the mediums. He jumps up just above Lang there in 6th, pushes Lang down to 7th. He said the 129 was possible on the medium tyres. There's probably not much more you could do with that medium tyre than what Reaper did there on it. Got here Kuhn, he's on invalidated up there. I don't know if he's going back round 4, I just imagine he is. This will be it. The last few seconds of qualifying, tick down. Whoever's crossing over the line at the end is still going to be on a lap. Domestos is finished, Lang's finished, Lola's finished, Kronik and Rowan all finished on qualifying. They're not going to be moving anymore. A lot of drivers still managing to just get round the track. And so we'll go with FCST because he's going to cross over the line first. And in order to see if they can improve time, doesn't Alfa Romeo pulled over to let Kuhn come past. So just a racing point there. Mercedes. A Haas. Head across the line soon. Nice, well, that's YorkshireRock done. YorkshireRock down 13th, unable to improve on that 130.9. CST, it's gonna be a good time. It's already on the straight before that hit 122. This should be a low 129 or a 128. 128.7. He moves up into fourth there at the end. What's Coon got left in it? To 128.599. That moves him up into second. Coon's going to be starting on pole with Nax grid penalties. That's another pole, I think, for the AlphaTauries. I don't know if anyone else is left to come through that can beat that. Everyone else is retired. WaR-Skorpa he's on an invalidated lap, so that is our qualifying. David and Rowan, both with penalties though. David's going to be down in 13th. Rowan's going to be in 15th. Knack is going to start in 4th, so we're going to have AlphaTauri and the Alfa Romeo on the front row of the grid today, unless anyone managed to pick up any penalties today in qualifying. I don't believe they did. Who's still going around? WaR-Skorpa. As he pulls into the pits, he could have just retired. So we can move on. I haven't been looking at the messages here in the chat here. Leon's 61. Domestos. I'm not sure what that means. Domestos, Pip 1, Pipone. I don't know. Reaper King. Yeah, Reaper's pretty good. Good with that. Come on, Jacko. I'm not sure who Jacko is, but thank you, Simon. So that is qualifying done for today. Now, obviously, with that 3-base group out, it's going to be Kuhn and Wouter on pole position. Nat's going to be in 3rd. Domestos. Nat will be in 4th. Domestos will be, then FCST and Bestos. Reaper, Lang, Lola, David, Chronic, Rowan, YorkshireRock, WaR-Skorpa, Tenta. Obviously, David and Rowan also picking up penalties, and they're going to be moving further down. Jacko is the Blue and White Wizard, aka YorkshireRock. Also still unsure why you call him the Blue and White Wizard, but you call him whatever you like. I open another beer before we start the race. Wait for everyone's connection to load in. So, hopefully a relatively clean race around here, around France. Like I said, very wide open. Hopefully no safety vehicles should be able to avoid any damage as well if they do end up with any spins, unless they come into contact with each other. Not much walling. Wall gets a little bit closer there when you're coming through 6 and on the left-hand edge there, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. And again, as long as no one decides to full send it into the pit lane wall, we should be able to avoid any safety cars. There's everyone. Again, waiting for players. I can see the grid. Please don't lag again on me, stream. And lights are on, and we're all off. That was close. As we're going to head down to turn 1. Knack already making moves and getting up past Domestos, WaR-Skorpa, and Rowan also getting up past Chronic and Center. As we're going to come down now in through turn 1 and turn 2. There is a hassle, a racing point spinning around there. I see damage everywhere there. That's YorkshireRock damage at the back there. There's a Williams down there as well. That looks like Lang's supposed to be taking damage maybe, or got caught up in something there. That was a bit scrappy coming down into turn 2. Let's get the information up. Join back row leaders. Coon's still in front, we're just still in front. Domestos back in front of Knack now. Let's get all this telemetry up. Into the raw detail. Position change there. They go Rowan making moves up there, up into 8th right now. FCST, Lang and YorkshireRock all having problems there at the start. Lollopuppa dropping down now as well. Can I see any damage on any of these cars? The FCST looks fine there. Lang missing part of his wing there. Lollopuppa looks okay there. Yorkshire's wing looks okay there as well. Looks like Lang's taken some damage there. Don't know who done what and what's gone up here. Domestos falling down positions right now. Nak now up into third. Bestos also in front of him right now, trying to gauge who's got damage right now. We've gone into pit lap 2. No one has chosen to pit yet. As we're going to start following on with Domestos. This front 6-pack here, got a 2-second gap there. Rowan up at 7th at the minute. Let's get some points there, Rowan. Let's get some points for the Renault. Taking advantage over whatever incident must have happened at the start there. Didn't get to see it properly myself on the stream. A little bit lagging off from when the lights came, and trying to flick through. I'd have to rewatch it in slow mode to see what I caught, but we did see cars flying. Someone mentioned about David needs a steward's inquiry. We will get the race footage from that, because I should imagine a lot of people there will not be happy with how that race started. Come up, Nat getting in front of Wouter now. Didn't realise how close they were running together up there. We missed that little bit. The guys at the back there started to fall back a bit. I think it might be evident of the damage there from them. Well, getting back up past Lang at the back there. Lang, as we said, does have wing damage. We did see it. Following on with Wouter, who's going to be wanting to get past. Nat lifts off there onto Domestos, already picking up a 3-second time penalty, and Rowan there also picking up a 3-second time penalty. Very easy to do on France here, that very easy to try and be too aggressive back on the gas there. No gravel traps, no grass or anything to worry about, just lots of run off track. But of course they will get the penalties if they go wide. David now with a 3-second penalty. We're on lap 3. Already we've got penalties with 3 drivers. This could be a heavy penalty race at the end there. Mac and Kuhn switching positions there. Nat going in front. Don't know if maybe tactical from Kuhn, letting his teammate take the front there. Chronic also now picking up a 3-second time penalty. Reaper moving his way up. Domestos falling back a bit now. Running very wide there as well in his hunt for chasing back Reaper. Lollopuppa has just retired from the session. Not sure what happened there. I think he might have spun on turn 10 and plastered straight into the wall, and there is a safety car now. Already this will be useful for anyone that took damage in those first couple of laps to be able to change. Mac and Kuhn still heading on. Some other drivers able to get rid of those penalties in the pit lane there. Unsure if they would have wanted to be held up though and gotten rid of. And yeah, just as I said, hopefully we won't see any safety cars around France because it's a wide open track. 4 laps in, I think Lola possibly clipped too much inside curve on that quick turn in to 10, and was lost in position and spun into that inside wall. Let's have a look. What am I doing? I want tyre. What tyres have everyone gone to? So we have a few drivers here of Reaper and stuff, and people about their start on the hard tyre. WaR-Skorpa and Chronic also starting on the hard tyre there. a lot of the others here have come into pit, and now back here, Bestos, Domestos, Rowan, FCST, Lang, all pitting now. Change their tyres out. Some have got mediums. Lang and Rowan put on the hards. So Lang and Rowan, they're going to be looking to run longer stints on these hards. Probably take this hards for quite well before then maybe switching back to the softs, maybe at the end. Other drivers on the medium, unsure. They do have a bit of time bite at the start of the race here, and then once we start getting to around between lap 10 and around lap 10 to lap 14, the mediums and the hards are going to start a bit earlier, not a bit more than 14, between 10 and 12, which imagine the mediums and hards will start equaling themselves out before then those mediums are going to begin to start falling away, and the guys with the hards might have a bit of advantage. WaR-Skorpa and Kronik potentially looking quite good here, being in 5th and 6th on the hard tyre there. Everyone in front of them going to need to pit a lot sooner than they are. All just depends on how much they can hold up the pace. Reaper generally pretty good with tyre wear here on the mediums, but as long as they can maintain a decent sort of pace, Matt and Wouter also on the soft tyre, going to have to pit and possibly then going to fall back into traffic with the grid being as bunched back up as it is now. Hopefully we won't have too many safety cars. I'm getting low on beer. Oh, Reaper. A bit sketchy there on that exit. Turned into 6th there. Tyres getting cold. Long straight sections here. Mistral, very important. Keep your tyres warm along here. And everyone's snaking up and down the grid here. Let's have a good result for McLaren today, Skorpa. I'm in the McLaren team today. I want a good result for a great classic English team. So good to see Kronik and Wouter back this far up again. As we said, started very strong in the season. Both cars consistently finishing in the points. Had a bit of problems the last few races and start to drop down in the standings a little bit. Let's just take a little update again on our standings. Our driver standings right now is currently being led by Reaper with 132 points. Knack is just back up. Knack down in 2nd with 111 points. Kuhn is in 3rd with 98 points. Wouter in 4th with 83. Domestos in 5th with 76. So that's our top 5 in the drivers. There's a good bit of space for movement there between them, especially there between Kuhn, Wouter and Domestos. And I'm going to be hoping for Reaper to maybe get away from him there. They're all on the soft tyres up there, and we're racing again. Let's get back up. Wouter following very closely behind Kuhn here. To wait a lap so for the DRS to get back enabled, so everyone's going to try and stay with each other as best they can. WaR-Skorpa and Kronik, I think, feeling those hard tyres with everyone else around them on the medium there. Tends up putting on the pressure, I'm going to say, on the medium tyre behind them there. Kuhn slipping back a bit on time there from Knack. I'm always unsure with this from Kuhn whether Knack is maybe just that fast or whether Kuhn tries to maybe hold up the pack a little bit to try and help out his teammate, let his teammate get that advantage, get a bit more space before they come in pit. Unsure if it's tactics. David and Rowan switching places there. What's David dropping back there? David has spun. That's a Ferrari spinning again. Back on the inside of Rowan there. Rowan not wanting to give Mac much space there. Is smashing, running from the inside to the outside there. Hitting Lang's Will Lang. Not going to be happy about that. Rowan very slow through that turn as well. Lang is going to be wanting to get past here as soon as he can. Not gonna have the DRS on this lap, are we? No, gonna burn through on Ritzer with the DRS, try and beat him into turn one. Rowan doesn't make him keep the car straight for some reason. Keeps wobbling. Trying back up to the front here. Did I just see making moves on someone here? Domestos. And YorkshireRock getting up past Domestos there. Domestos really putting on the pressure on him, riding real close behind. And Yorkshire running a bit wide. Domestos is there. He tries to play with the defend. Domestos goes wide to make sure he stays safe. Slips back in behind YorkshireRock. Domestos slightly newer tyres here. But then Yorkshire running very close. Almost like he wanted him on the outside of turn 8 chicane there. I think they tapped wheels very slightly there. Domestos coming in hot in the DRS zone, and there's the Haas of FCST passing Domestos there. I think they did touch wheels. I think that slowed him down a little bit on the straight too. Getting down through 11 now. FCST putting on the pressure onto YorkshireRock now. He wants past. FCST obviously having to pit early there at the start, or having trouble dropping down in the standings at the start there. Trying to look for a space. He touches wheels with YorkshireRock as well. Makes it through on the inside. Now Domestos now back up at YorkshireRock. So we come into 4. Looking for that space around the outside. Yorkshire pulls over to the inside there. Gonna follow him through 6. Can Domestos get on the inside through 6 and 7 here? He's going to be behind. He's going to get the DRS now. YorkshireRock turning up that ERS there. See him pulling away after the exit. Try to defend. Domestos can't catch him along that first half of the Mistral straight. He's going to come out. More and more drivers picking up penalties. More penalties there for Rowan. As Domestos going to challenge Yorkshire on the second half of the Mistral straight before we come in to turn 10. This is going to be tight. That's very nice. Both drivers holding their lines. Domestos a little bit brave on late braking there into, and he gets the job done through turn 11. A lot more confidence. Brave from Domestos there, sending it hard to 11, braking very late. He wanted past Yorkshire there. Well done, Domestos. Keep pushing hard. As we see our leaders on the soft set, Kuhn and Wouter, have both pitted in. They're dropping back massively. Mac has also got that 3-second gap over Reaper. I reckon very much. I don't know. Kuhn is very good at holding up the pack to give his teammate there that bit more space before they both pit in. WaR-Skorpa now running in 3rd on the hards. Chronic in 4th on the hards. In the DRS range of him. Burning through everything, nearly burning through all this DRS here. Very easy to burn through ERS on France long Mistral straight section, and then we've got the timeline grid at the start, another long straight section there, and there's not that many heavy braking zones on France to actually refill that ERS through. There's a lot of trail braking through these corners, like as we're coming up to 11 now, where you're just going in full throttle and then just easing off on the throttle, gently tapping the brakes through, so we haven't got those heavy braking zones to really refill this ERS, so we need to be careful how much we're running up through. We're about 1/3 of the way through the race right now on lap 9. We're following on with Kronik. Just trying to put the pressure on WaR-Skorpa right now. Back here, we've got David in this Ferrari, trying to get on the inside of Rowan. There was a bit of gap. Rowan pulled across there. There it is. Locking wheels now from the Ferrari and the Renault. Rowan putting across. Neither car there really wanting to give each other much space, to be honest. Someone's going to have damage. I think Davis definitely got damage. Both got wing damage there, and they're still fighting, going into what is going on here with these two cars. Ferrari and Renault, sort your drivers out, please. There's going to be a big student inquiry after this. I've got a few things to say about these two drivers from what I'm watching too. We'll get back up our pack in the pack here. It's David retiring from the session here. These guys running quite close up here, all going to be getting DRS there. Kronik has made his way past WaR-Skorpa. They're all Kronik, WaR-Skorpa, Tenta, Bestos, FCST, all going to be having a little DRS train as we come around through 13. Got a message here from Will Walker. David caused the dramas at the start too. Did see your previous comment about that. It will be looked into after the race. Who's that? Knack finally coming in, 9 laps to pit off his softs. He's going on to the hard tyre. He's going to be one stop in that race. Where is he going to come out in relation to Kuhn? Just going to follow on in cinematic cam for this little DRS train here. We've got these 5 drivers through this corner. Domestos trying to catch back up to FCST, just out of DRS range at the minute right now. Kronik picking up another penalty. Let's come into the Mistral chicane. Still this little train of 5 drivers here running together. So that's the Haas at the back there, looking to get past that Red Bull. FCST does make it up past Tenta just before we come these jets around neck and neck through the turn 10. They're coming into 11. SCST does get the job done on Tenta. Tenta getting back up on the inside there though of 12. They touch wheels and that spun FCST out. FCST did look wide enough there on my screen for giving him space. He's not going to be happy about that. Lang up in 7th now from this chaos and carnage that is going on. 2 drivers having already retired. 15 only started. And we're not even halfway through the race. A few more laps to go until that point. There's been a lot of drama and a lot of penalties already, and a lot for the stewards to take in at the end of this race. Bestos now trying to hunt down WaR-Skorpa. He's got the tyre advantage. He's on the mediums and their younger tyres as well. WaR-Skorpa's hards still within good percentage of drivability there. Only 11 laps on them. Bestos much quicker through turn 8 there. WaR-Skorpa taking a bit too much curb there. He's going to be hard on that ERS right now. He doesn't have much left to defend with. Bestos is right behind him. Coming into turn 10, WaR-Skorpa runs it wide. Bestos sneaks through on the inside there. WaR-Skorpa almost, I think, knowing he'd been beaten there and letting Bestos get past. They're on different tyre strategies here, clearly. Bestos and I should imagine these guys on the mediums. I don't think they're going to be running them to the end. They're going to be pitting again. Maybe taking a very late pit for another set of softs at the end there, or maybe pitting them off early. I'm doing double medium stops, depends on what the guys around them are doing and what they feel they can do, if they can make an undercut on someone or not. Reaper now pitting off his hard tyres. Only spent 12 laps on the hard tyre there. I should imagine he's going to take those hards off and put mediums on till the end now. That'll be another 14 laps then on mediums. That'll be absolutely acceptable till the end. Chronic now 12 lap old hards, currently in first. Bestos gonna be chasing him down, trying to get into DRS zone. Skorpa still in DRS zone of Bestos. A little bit messy coming out turn 7 there. Not much in the way of ERS left. Everyone burned through their ERS so much. Has anybody got any left here? There we go, the ERS goddamn master knack. Nearly a full tank. Watch out. He's gonna be burning around coming for you. Reaper as well, looking strong with the ERS. A lot of drivers really burning through that ERS as we watch FCST just make it past Lang there on the end of the Mistral Straight, coming in to 11. Lang looking to get on the inside, not able to. FCST obviously on the medium tyre advantage. FCST running a little bit wide, Knack trying to seize this opportunity. FCST still got the grip on the outside of the track there low. Lang not giving up, will get the DRS coming through before turn 1. Tenter now in the pits, taking off his medium tyre. A lot of drivers look like they're taking that medium too hard or going hard onto medium. Reaper back on hard tyres now. Yes, we started on mediums and then went through pit early onto the hards. Got ahead of Mestos, making it past WaR-Skorpa there after in the DRS zone after turn 7. WaR-Skorpa probably going to be thinking about getting rid of those hards soon, switching them over. 13 laps old. A lot of the other drivers have also switched off those tyres. Chronic as well. Both these drivers are going to be wanting to get rid of those old hards soon. A lot of the other drivers have. They want to be able to try and remain some of that advantage. Bestos running very wide there and picking up a penalty, and there is the Mestos' opportunity to pass or not. Bestos rejoining the track there right in front of him. He's got to have a big penalty though, like that. Not sure about that track rejoin there myself, to be honest. He was off the track. Mestos made the pass on the track and Bestos just rejoined by driving straight back on at an angle there. I'm sure. I think the stewards might call that into question a little bit. I wouldn't call that a fair rejoin. Reaper posting the fastest time there of 132.738. That is 2,000th quicker than the real life fastest lap around here at Circuit Paul Ricard. The real life fastest one of 132.740 set by Sebastian Vettel in 2019. Here's the misser's chance to make it past Bestos. Bestos can't come back from this. He makes it through the DRS and in turn 8 before him. Low on the RS there, Bestos for a little bit of advantage on the RS here. Not trying to burn it though and get that position back. Chronic still running a first here. Got a 3-second lead over to Mestos. Reasonably longish, slow pit lane here though, so he is going to drop back. WaR-Skorpa both on these 14 lap old hard tyres now. Interested to see when these two are going to pit in and where it's going to drop them back to. All these drivers in the top 6 are going to have to pit again before the end of the race. WaR-Skorpa slowing down massively there, trying not to get a pit lane penalty for speeding as he came to the line there. He's taken off his halves. Bestos taken off those mediums. We're following FCST. Who's that? Lang making it past Knack as Knack sets fastest lap of a 1:32.4. Lang now up into fourth. Got older tyres than Knack. Hold up that AlphaTauri. Don't let them do very well. Almost need all teams to work together at this sort of point in the season now. We're just over a third of the way through the season, and AlphaTauri with a dominating lead in the championship. It's going to take everyone to work together to hold up Knack and Kuhn in the constructors, I think. Knack and Lang battling it here. Ex-teammates both in the Williams last season. Switching places again in the DRS zone. Reaper following very tightly here behind Kuhn. Couldn't obviously make it happen in the DRS zone before turn 8 and 9, the Mr. Chicane. He's going to be looking for his opportunity to close the gap, come out close behind Kuhn at turn 15 to get the DRS along the grid straight. Both drivers getting nice and wide before these corners, using as much curb as they can. Reaper taking that one a lot tighter. He's definitely closed that gap onto Kuhn now. He's in the DRS range. Kuhn very quick coming out of that corner. Is that DRS? That DRS isn't going to be enough for Reaper. He's not going to make him into turn 1. Kuhn clearly switching everything up there to full to try and fend off Reaper. FCST in the pit. Wouter up into 7th now on some hard tyres. I'm unsure how much longer Lang, Domestos and Chronic here are going to run on their tyres. Lang on 13 lap hards, Domestos on 13 lap mediums, and Chronic there on 16 lap old hards. Was about 3 seconds in front of Domestos. Domestos has slowly started to close down that gap. And if you look up the penalties, WaR-Skorpa picking up one that comes up there at the same time. Knack, Kuhn, Reaper and FCST, the only drivers to not pick up penalties in this race around France. Rowan currently leading the penalties with 9 seconds right now. As we look back onto our tyre, and there is Chronic coming in to the pit lane. Where is that going to drop him down to? Imagine he's going to end up back down around where WaR-Skorpa is. We'll see if WaR-Skorpa made it back out in front of him. They're both on the hard tyre. Both put them on at the same time. Let's see if he comes out. If he managed, WaR-Skorpa managed to undercut. Oh, not. He's already going. He is going to remain at that lead in front of War. May not. That's going to be tight coming out. WaR-Skorpa is behind him. He does go through turn 1 first. He's behind his teammate. Oh, Wouter. Let's work together now. Alfa Romeo get that DRS from each other. Reaper up into 4th. Domestos in first right now, but he is going to have to pit again. 14 lap old medium tyres. Only 9 laps left to go to the end of the race. I think Domestos, when he pits in, he's probably going to pit in and switch back to the soft tyre. Lang's recently switched there. He switched back on to the medium tyre there. Everyone now, I think Domestos will be the last one to pit. Reaper dropping down there. Both AlphaTauris going past. Not sure what might have happened there. If there was maybe a little bit of collision or accident. Chronic is missing part of his wing there as he goes past Wouter. I think, yeah, I don't know if there was a bit of scrapping between the AlphaTauris and Reaper caught in the middle of it, or what happened. WaR-Skorpa now making it past Reaper. Has Reaper got damage to his car? He's missing an end plate from his wing. He is going in the pit to replace that. He's going to throw on a pair of softs now. and come back as hard as he probably possibly can. Really interested with Domestos right now. Currently 5.2 seconds ahead of Knack. Some 15-lap-old mediums, Knack on 8-lap-old hards. I think Knack will have the tyre advantage over at this point, but Domestos is going to be looking to stretch this out as quick as possible. And again, like I say, put on those softs at the end. This could be very good for Domestos, but he's going to have to pit at the right time, I should imagine. He's either going to pit this lap, or I should imagine he's going to come in on the next lap. Knack massively close on that gap now. I should imagine Domestos will pit in. Knack burning through, I think, that ERS on that straight, putting on the pressure. He's taken a lot of time, like 1.5 seconds almost off Domestos there. Domestos is going to have to come in and pit, or he's going to be losing too much time on these medium tyres. Coming in, he is coming in. I should imagine, like I say, he'll probably put on some softs after that, try and make his way back up through the pack. No one is really in Bestos, just about in DRS range here of WaR-Skorpa when so there. Knack for the fastest lap at 1:31.9 there. Domestos has gone for the soft tyre. Who's going to make it out there first? We're following on with Bestos, who's in 7th. Domestos is moving slowly, but he's on the pit lane limiter. And now he's starting to go. He is just made it out before Bestos. He does it at the corner first. Bestos backs off and yields to him. Domestos now in 6th, 7 laps to go on a soft tyre. This could be good. He's going to be looking to try and push himself back up into a podium position. Only driver at the end here. Without Reaper gone on to the medium tyre, actually. Very surprised about that, to be honest, that he didn't put on the soft tyre when he pitted in as well. Domestos with a great tyre advantage here. He's going to make it past Skorpa. I don't think he's going to get past Wouter. They're both braking. They come through neck and neck. They're giving each other spaces. Domestos makes sure to run wide. Can't get past Skorpa there. Can he get anything done here through 10 and 11? He's going to be running close behind. Gets on the brake. He doesn't want to risk going into the back of Skorpa. Seven laps now to go here in France. We only had one safety car early on. Rest of the race has been good. Domestos there. He goes for it on the inside of Skorpa on 15. That was close. He is going to have the DRS as well. Skorpa's forced to the inside. He's going to have brake early coming into turn 1. Domestos is going to make it past him. Nicely done there, Domestos. That was taking every opportunity you can get there. Wouter getting a little bit wobbly there on the exit of turn 2, running the curb. Domestos looked like he was about to try and take the option, and Wouter's wobbly car forced him to back out of it, scared of being hit by that, and he taps him in the back and pushes Wouter wide a little bit and seizes to take the opportunity. Wouter did put on the brakes very hard in that corner. Domestos following very closely behind. Don't know if he would have suffered any wing damage from that, or if he's still okay. Wouter, obviously, with the DRS there coming into it. WaR-Skorpa still looking to go somewhere, and I think tried to get his nose where it shouldn't have been just then, and it clipped the back wheel of Domestos. That spun him out. He's dropped down a bit there. Now, Wouter having made it back in front of Domestos. It's a close battle there. FCST on their tail as well, slowly closing that time down on Chronic. It was about 8 seconds something when Domestos put those softs on. He needs past Wouter right now so he can then just work on hunting down Chronic to try and get him back on the podium. He's got those soft tyres. He wants to take them to the best advantage he can. He's got DRS again on Wouter. Wouter takes the outside line, slips back in behind, trying to get some slipstream. He can't make it past him into turn 1. Not enough ERS. Wouter, lots of ERS there to defend with from Domestos. It's gonna be difficult, even in the DRS zones, without any ERS to push on with it. Don't know how much fuel he's got in there, how possible he is to turn that engine mode up into rich. Wouter is on the hard tyre though, so he has got the tyre advantage. Wouter pushing very hard on those hard tyres though. Can he make it in front of him? Wouter defending so well right now against the Domestos on the soft tyre. He knows he can't make it into that chicane first. FCST just patiently sitting here behind, watching Domestos and Wouter fight, waiting for them to maybe make a mistake so he can jump through and take those positions. Knack now with a 10-second lead over Kuhn there at the front. Very strong outing here for the Alfa Romeo and the AlphaTauri boys. AlphaTauri, as always, Alfa Romeo, as we said, seems to have dipped back in the last couple of races, and now we've got a very strong performance from them both again. Amazing defending here from Wouter on the hard tyre, just being a 13-lap-old hards, managing to maintain and stand up to pace against Domestos on these fresh soft tyres here. Still Domestos unable to get it done in these DRS zones, pushing so hard, and there they are. I think FCST sneaks it past Domestos. I think Domestos tapped back of Wouter a little bit there, went a little bit wide, and like I said, FCST just sitting there waiting patiently for these two to fight, waiting to pick his move. Reaper now with the fastest lap on the mediums of a 1:31.6. FCST now in the DRS of Wouter. He's going to be looking to get past Wouter. 14-lap old hard tyres now. It's going to be starting. Shouldn't be too bad actually. Those hards is close. FCST takes that, all that inside curve to give him the outside. Does make it through. That was tight from those two. Domestos is going to be right behind Wouter now. FCST making it past on his fresh and medium. Domestos now needs to get that job done on these softs. Wouter's doing such a good job at holding him up, allowing Kronik to stay there in that third position. And there's Domestos going on the inside there. 15, the same place we saw him get past. I can't remember who it was. That's twice we've seen Domestos take a nice little overtake on turn 15 there now. Now he wants back past FCST. He's on that softs. He's gonna. Oh. I think FCST might have been able to take that a little bit wider then. Obviously, normally you do cut in very sharp in turn 4 then take the inside curve, but he did have Domestos on the inside of him. Domestos obviously braked a little bit earlier because he was on the inside, but FCST still turned him very hard there, tapped their wheel. Domestos regained it very comfortably though, has the DRS before coming into turn 8. And is going to make it in before him. This is very much looking like Knack's race right now. 13 seconds now ahead of Kuhn, both on the hard tyre. Domestos now been held up a lot by Wouter and FCST here. 2.2 seconds behind KRONIK. 2 laps of the race to go. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch back up. 1.9 from KRONIK. It's going to be close with whether he can get it there done or not. Wouter hard tyres starting to fill those hard tyres now. FCST out of that DRS range of that little battle now. That little battle starting to spread itself out. Everyone else is pretty spread out through the grid here. Reaper definitely not wrong about not enjoying France. He's down in 9th. France, a bit of Achilles heel here for Reaper. Season 2 as well, Reaper setting a very good run of wins, I believe. 5 wins in a row that was then broken by a lower down finish in France, then a win again at the next race, which I believe Hungary, maybe, not sure, but yeah, quite an close hill here for Reaper. Not fond of that France track. So regain there. Domestos has caught back up with Chronic now. We are on lap 25, he's going to have 2 laps left to do it. Get back on this podium. Domestos having 2 podiums so far this season. He's going to be looking to get his getting a little bit wobbly there out of 12 before coming into 13. That's giving Chronic some more space. He's not going to have DRS range though, but he should be safe going in to turn 1 and 2. Wouter having climbed back up into DRS range now of FCST on these very, very old hard tyres. I'll probably stick with Domestos and Chronic here for the last few laps of this race. Everyone else I don't think is really in space to make moves on each other. Domestos now gets the DRS, gets the slip. He's gonna get the job done past Chronic there. Chronic, absolutely no DRS left to push with. That battery is on empty. Domestos draining it down to like 10%. Looks like we're going to have 3 bulls on the podium then, 2 AlphaTauris and 1 Red Bull. All the Honda engines. Potentially to take this podium finish as long as no one crashes in the last few laps. Wouter, I think, maybe the only man in here, maybe just about within striking range of someone to try and make some move on the last lap. Who's that pitting? That's Rowan pitting onto softs on the last lap of the race. I understand what he's going to do there, but the last lap of the race is going to be your out lap, bro. You're not going to set a fastest lap on that. He tried doing it in China, taking that fastest lap away from the other drivers, which he succeeded, but you're not going to do it on the very last lap because it's an out lap. You're going to slow down your time already from pitting. So I'm not sure what the idea of that was, and I'd say if it's not an AlphaTauri, if it's an AlphaTauri with that fastest lap, take it away from him. Get rid of that extra point. If it's anyone else like Mercedes or Red Bull, let them keep that fastest lap point because they need it to chase down the AlphaTauris in the standings. FCST weaving there to make sure Wouter can't get the slip on him before coming in to the Mistral chicane here. I think FCST should be safe. Tyres very much going to be equal. I think FCST has a bit of advantage here on the 10 lap mediums compared to the 18 lap hards. Yorkshire picking up another 3-second time penalty there, and that's the fun bit now as we come back to our last lap. Let's look at our penalties. 9 seconds there from Chronic and Domestos. Where is that going to fare them as we come in to the final bit of the track, as we see a Renault going into the wall there. Domestos crosses the line in 3rd. I don't know if he's going to retain that 3rd position though. No, FCST goes up into 3rd. Wouter also jumps back up in front of him. He had those soft tyres. Wouter held him up a lot to stop him making any advantage of those. Chronic is down in 6th. WaR-Skorpa finishing 7th. There's some points for McLaren. Thank you, WaR-Skorpa. Finishing a race. Lang in 8th. Generally picking up some points for the Williams, as always, doing very well in that Williams, sitting in the top 10. Reaper, they're obviously not liking the track or being too fond of it, in 9th. And now we need to wait for the last drive to finish the grid because these all have penalties. Is Bestos taking 10th? Or is, I think, I don't think Tenta is going to jump up above him. It's currently not going to do it. No, and then 10th from 11th, YorkshireRock in 12th, and we're finishing in 13th. 2 retirees. And that was France. That was the circuit. Puerto Rico, I believe we're off to Hungary later in the week. I will just check the info really quickly. It is Hungary. We'll be back with the AV League with Hungary on Thursday. Take a quick flick through the finishing order and any penalties as always. So then if need be we can always pause the stream and catch back up on collisions with the drivers. So we're on to NAC with 3-place grid penalty, moving back up into first, Kuhn in second, that's a 1-2 podium for the AlphaTauri, FCST in third, Wouter in fourth, Domestos fifth, Kronik sixth, WaR-Skorpa seventh, Lang eighth, Reaper ninth, Bestos 10th, Tenta 11th, YorkshireRock 12th, Rowan 13th, David 14th, Lola 15th. Let's go into the race director. There's our incidents. David, the start straight away collision with YorkshireRock. Yes, that was the first one up there. That's what we said. That's the one that caused all the issues at the start of the track. A lot of corner cutting, exceeding track limits, multiple warnings, track limits, multiple warnings. Before it times out, just about seen it all. And there we go. That's the end of the AV League. We'll see you on Thursday for Hungary. Thank you for joining in and goodbye. I'm off to drink more and finish getting drunk.